Alright, Shalom, call out Yahweh Shem Shalom to the left. Now, it's just a few videos that I had queued up earlier. And as you know, that knowledge has been spread around the earth. Everything has been increasing, and it's been easy to access this stuff too, so make it easy to bring out these lessons. So, without further ado, let me go into this one video real quick. And I said we're in a battle of the soul of this nation. Let me pull one precept real quick while this little advertisement playing. It's in the book of Revelation, chapter 16, verse 16, it says, verse 6, I should say, Salaki. It says, for they have shed the blood of the saints and the prophets, and thou hast given them the blood to drink, for they are worthy. And I heard another eye of the altar say, even so, Lord Yahweh Almighty, true and righteous are thy judgments. And the stuff you see happening to this place is just the judgments, man. You have people that ask questions like, oh, what's going on, why all this stuff happening and all that. That's judgments, man. If you actually indulge and read these scriptures, how most people like to read and get into all this other stuff, the answers are clearly outlined in there. And then ultimately the Spirit has to be dealing with you so you actually can see what's going on. But let me let this video play and I'm going to break out some more precepts.
I made it very clear. At the moment it arrived as a nation where we face deep racial inequities in America and systemic racism that has plagued our nation for far, far too long. I said that over the course of the past year that the blinders have been taken off the nation, the American people. What many Americans didn't see or had simply refused to see couldn't be ignored any longer. Those 8 minutes and 46 seconds that took George Floyd's life opened the eyes of millions of Americans and millions of people around all over the world. It was the knee on the neck of justice.
Let me pause there real quick. Get into this. Just as you speak, I'm going to just pull different precepts. Book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 22, it says, how long you simple ones, you love simplicity, and the scorners of light, and the scorner fools hate knowledge. There's all this knowledge, this stuff out, man. You can't go nowhere, but oh, I ain't hear about that, I ain't know about that. You can easily access it. You can talk to somebody. You can get on the internet, you can get on your phone, your laptop, go to a library, whatever, man. And this information is known, man. You can ask people, you can see what's going on. Like, dang, why all this stuff happening around the earth? Why the weather like this? Or why the earthquakes keep popping off and these volcanoes keep erupting like that? Why these ships keep manifesting themselves in the atmosphere? But it says, I'm going to go down one more. It's in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1, verse 29. It says, for they hated knowledge and chose not the fear of the Lord. A lot of people, they hate knowledge. And ultimately understanding and actually gaining that knowledge, you got to be able to face reality, face the truth. A lot of people, they don't want to face reality, man. And the reality is, these Edomites, these Idumeans, the border of wickedness, the wicked, the people that's been ruling, these same people, man, that helped bring us over or actually participated in bringing us over in them cargo slave ships. Ain't shit changed, man. They just dress it up a little bit more, make it look a little bit more presentable. make stuff seem more equal, allow people to dwell amongst each other a little bit more. Now they're trying to strip that stuff away. And then you got a title for this video. It says, "We're in a battle for the soul of this nation." Now let me go to what this precept right here says. It's in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 9. It says, but yeah, I'm going to start at verse 8. I don't want to jump to verse 9. I'm going to read on down. Now it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reach up into heaven and is lifted up even into the skies. And that's why all this stuff popping up, man. Because now it was a time where Esau was running around doing all type of madness around the earth, and they wasn't getting judged for it. Now that judgment getting poured out. Now all of a sudden, they supposedly want to fight for the soul of this nation or make this place great. All these different little catchphrases, change, and whatever, man. The list goes on, man. I'm gonna play some other.
And it wouldn't be forgotten. It stirred the conscience and tens of millions of Americans. And in my view, it marked a turning point in this country's attitude toward racial justice. When his six-year-old daughter, Gianna.
Oh, got a little advertisement coming. Let me skip past this shit.
When I met with the family, I leaned down to say hi to her, and she said, looked at me, she said, "Daddy changed the world." That's what Gianna said, his daughter. Daddy changed the world. And I believe she was right. Not because this kind of injustice stopped, it clearly hasn't, but because the ground has shifted, because it's changed minds and mindsets, because it laid the groundwork for progress. COVID-19 has further ripped a path of destruction through every community in America, but no one has been spared. But the devastation in communities of color has been nothing short of stunning. Just look at the numbers.
See, that's a very contradictory statement. Let me pull this up the scripture real quick, man. Very contradictory, man. Oh, creepy Joe. Let's see. Get this real quick. It's in the book of Psalms, man. The book of Psalms, that's my favorite book because they outline these devils to a fucking T. It says the words of his mouth are smoother than butter. Listen to him. Look how smoothly just shifted. He went from the injustice to the little pandemic shit they got going on.
It clearly hasn't. But because the ground has shifted, because it's changed minds and mindsets, because it laid the groundwork for progress. COVID-19 has further ripped a path of destruction through every community in America.
He wasn't even, and we weren't even talking about that shit, man. He talking about some other shit. So that's why these scriptures, man, is key, man. They help you identify who is who. The characteristics, you can't hide your characteristics. And you is what you is, you are what you are. It says in the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 21, it says the words of his mouth are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet it was drawn sword. So hey, that's how Esau come too. Ain't nothing changed, man. Since way back then, man. They come all soft spoken and yeah, we're gonna do this and make things better. And you know, you guys just go over there in your part of the land and you just go over here and we'll do this part of the land. If you want to come help us, you come help us out. Meanwhile, while you helping them out, they sending somebody else to your village to go rape and rob and burn the shit the fuck down. And then they turn around and say they're gonna help you build the shit back up. That's Esau for your ass, man.
But no.
But you tell this shit to average people, they look at you like you got fucking 10 heads or some shit, like you just making this shit up, like this ain't never happened to.
One has been spared, but the devastation in communities of color has been nothing short of stunning. Just look at the numbers. 40% of frontline workers, nurses, first responders,
Man, look.
grocery store workers,
Hey,
are
man, fuck that shit. He talking about he saw wipe more people out than a fucking virus did. Yeah, hold on, man. Let me go. Let me put another precept real quick, man. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 12, verse 2. It says, they lie to one another. They speak with flattering lips and a double heart. This shit sound real fucking flattering, man.
Americans of color, and many are still living on the edge. 1 in 10 Black Americans is out of work today. 1 in 11 Latino Americans is out of work today. 1 in 7 households in America, about 1 in 4 Black, 1 in 5 Latino households in America, report that they don't have enough food to eat in the United States of America. Black and Latino Americans are dying of COVID-19 at rates nearly 3 times that of white Americans. It's not white Americans' fault.
Hey, look, man. Speaking from a person of so-called color, hey, man. Hey, I don't know what the fuck these motherfuckers talking about. What are you talking about, man? And they might strike this video too. Who fuck that? Hey, I don't know what the fuck they getting these numbers from, man. Cause the people that I know, even if a motherfucker catch a little cold or flu, whatever the scenario may be, thanks to the Most High, you know, making our immune system strong, giving us that melanin that they want to block the sun out for, so that shit can increase as opposed to be enhanced even more. Hey, your body self-heal itself. You don't need all this extra bullshit they be trying to spew out. Leave it up to Esau, man. You gotta go take that. You gotta go take that jab, that left hook, that right hook. You gotta go take that jab, man. If not, you ain't gonna be okay. Let them tell it though.
It's a fact, and the Americans now know it, especially younger Americans. One of the reasons I'm so optimistic about this nation is that today's generation of young Americans is the most progressive, thoughtful, inclusive generation that America has ever seen. And they are pulling us toward justice in so many ways, forcing us to confront the huge gap.
You know, and look, a lot of the young, what they call it, Generation Z, a lot of the younger generation. I was born in '91. A lot of people that is way younger than that. Man, they be bugged the fuck out unless they was raised around certain people that had some sense. Other than that, they be bugged the fuck out. They be weak. A lot of males, they be fucking real feminine, acting like females. And they through. And they damn sure know what the fuck going on. Talking about justice. And if you ain't applying, let me get this precept real quick. If you ain't applying this type of stuff to your life, you don't know about no fucking justice. And the actual judges, they actually swear in on the Bible and stuff too. So you can't be like, oh well, that book was such and such and such. No, hell no, fuck that. Because meanwhile, you got these Edomites, they running around harvesting organs, drinking blood and shit, doing seances, manipulating the stocks, manipulating the dollar, hyperinflation, polluting the air, the water, all this different stuff, man. When they talking about justice, who judging them? This is in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 1, it says, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So do you think he really delight in what they doing right now, man? Let's play some. I'm just dissect it as it goes on.
Happen economic inequity between those at the top and everyone else.
Hold
on. Forcing us to confront the.
Let me get one more real quick. It's in the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 35. It says, you must not use dishonest measures of length, because another dishonest measure of length will be them talking about how supposedly our people are the ones that's dying the most compared to white people. There go that white and black bullshit. Supposedly though, we the ones out here. I go in the hood and suburbs, wherever. People be out doing the same shit, chilling, drinking. Niggas be smoking and shit, partying. No motherfuckers ain't going by no damn curfew or none of that, so they still partying, turning up, motherfuckers riding on the party bus and shit. You'd think niggas be dropping by the fucking hundreds of thousands. But that ain't the case, man. Like in the book of Leviticus said, you must not use dishonest measures of length, weight, or volume, but leave it to Esau. Like, they will be dishonest about that shit.
Existential crisis of climate, and yes, force us to confront systemic racism and white supremacy. It's just been weeks since all America witnessed a group of thugs, insurrectionists, political extremists, and white supremacists violently attacked the capital of our democracy. And so now's the time.
Yeah, even Stevie Wonder could see that shit was a setup.
Time to act. It's time to act because that's what the faith and morality call us to do. Across nearly every faith, the same principles hold. We're all God's children. We should treat each other as we would like to be treated ourselves. And this is time to act.
Let me pause there real quick. Gotta go into full detail about who is who. Yeah, let's go into this. You gotta prove everything. Can't just be spewing madness out. That's in the book of Malachi, chapter 1. We go ahead and go down. Now, if we all God's children, why this is in the scriptures, man? We all God's children, right? This is supposed to be the book of the Most High, right? It's in the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, I have loved you, saith the Lord. Yeah, you say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, said the Lord? Yet I loved Jacob, and I hated Esau. Now, if we all God's children, what did he hate Esau for? What Esau do? What the fuck Esau? What in the world Esau was running around doing? It says, and lay his mountains and heritage his waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom, which are the descendants of Esau, he said, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. Now, if he love everybody, why you gonna let him build some shit up just so he can throw it down? That don't make no sense, man. It says, and they should call them the border of wickedness, and a people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. He ain't say, oh, just for a week. He ain't say just for a few days. He ain't say just for a month. He ain't just say, you know what, just for like maybe 2 or 3 years, and after that. No, I say the people, not the person, because you have people that try to play them little semantic games and be like, oh, he's just talking about Esau. No, you gotta know the descendants of Esau, which are Edom. Then you have others, such as Teman, Amalek, so on and so on. It says the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. And your eyes shall see, and you shall say, the Lord will be magnified from the border of Israel. So, what this guy talking about, man? That's how you be able to decipher this stuff, man. That's what the book of Daniel talking about when it says, many shall run to and fro, and in the end, knowledge shall be increased. That's where we at, man. That's exactly where we at. That's how you can calculate the time frame that we in right now. I'm gonna try to end this off. I don't want to run through this whole video. I just want to dissect some of the stuff that Creepy Joe speaking on, that somebody wrote for him, of course. It's not his own words. You gotta be able to see through this little smoke screen that they got up.
This time to act because it's what the core values of this nation call us to do. And I believe the vast majority of Americans, Democrats, Republicans, and Independents, share these values and want us to act as well. We've never fully